Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened. My live just went out. I don't even understand it. I know that MAGA likes to target my lives and they'll keep reporting my lives. So we're just going to continue with our girl, VP Kamala Harris, speaking on Donald Trump. MAGA trying to destroy my channel. They have tried everything possible to take me down. Again, I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. Hit that like button as you are coming in. Everything I show is fair use, great for educational purpose, great for entertainment purposes, and great for research. What are we doing? We're doing research. Hit that like button as you are coming in. And I always throw a little comment in there, y'all, because I like to hit, I like to see y'all smile, put a little happy faces and love and hearts for me. Also, if you want to donate to my channel, you can send me super chats and super stickers. Hit that like button as you are coming in, okay? In my description is my Venmo and my PayPal. So if you have those and you want to donate to my channel, you can as well. I have two different types of memberships. I have the Diamonds membership, well, Ruby's membership, which is $4.99, and I have the Diamond membership for $9.99. You get things that the regular subscribers would never be able to get, nor the other viewers and the people in the bushes, they would not be able to get. Hit that like button for me. Hello, King Allen. That was crazy. It just went out. I don't know what happened, but I do know, and I've been told this by people that are big time YouTubers on here, that when people keep reporting your channel, that will cause it to happen. But we're not gonna stop. I never told them I'm gonna stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. We ain't stopping. We're gonna keep going. They're trying to take me down, but it ain't gonna work. It won't work. So let's get started all over again. What are we doing? Research, everybody. Let's listen to our girl VP Kamala Harris.
Many that have capitulated since day one, who are bending the knee at the foot of a tyrant.
In the campaign, you said Donald Trump was a fascist. Do you think he's running a fascist authoritarian government?
I was asked if he was a fascist, and I said yes. And the reason is that I look at what is happening right now. And again, it is what I predicted. He said he would weaponize the Department of Justice. He has done exactly that. He has used the United States Department of Justice, which should be an independent agency that makes decisions based on fact and law and not personal vengeance of the President of the United States. You look at what has happened in terms of how he has weaponized, for example, the federal agencies around going after political satirists who his skin is so thin, he couldn't endure criticism from a joke, and attempted to shut down an entire media organization in the process.
And you are critical of billionaires and other institutions bowing down, capitulation.
There are not all, but there are many that have capitulated since day one, who are bending the knee at the foot of a tyrant. I believe for many reasons, including they want to be next to power, because they want to perhaps have a merger approved or avoid an investigation. And it is a crying shame. There are many that have capitulated since day one, who are bending the knee.
Everything that VP Kamala Harris said was going to happen, it happened. Donald Trump has did everything she said. He's a tyrant. She never lied about Donald Trump being a tyrant. Hello, King Edward Thornton. How you doing, baby? All right, we got more to show. We're gonna listen to something else our girl Christina Talks Tea has to say. She's powerful. That's why I like to show y'all her. She doesn't mind if you share her work, but I have to give her credit. Christina Talks Tea. Follow her on Instagram. Christina Talks Tea. Just the letter not T, not TEA, just the letter T. And she also is on YouTube. Subscribe to her channel. You will not regret it.
Well. So the GOP has been struggling to make sure that people believe their lie that the Democrat has the government shut down today, even though they are in total control of the US of A. And the healthcare play ain't really going their way, so they've decided to take food away from their very own constituents, dear. That's what they've decided to do. There's things that the general public may not know about the EBT program, and they're going to take advantage of that because he's a hoe, honey, and hoes will take advantage of you. And that's exactly what the GOP and the orange dude's trying to do today. they're trying to take your fucking money away in so many ways. You don't actually have to receive SNAP benefits for the loss of SNAP benefits to affect you. Just ask the farmer about that. They're subsidized by EBT. So that's another slap in the farmer's face today by taking people's EBT away. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the Democrat on the Hill. And they know that you won't look into that. So let me let you in on something today. A state can issue those benefits. That's how it's normally done, by the way. They don't come from the federal government. The state can do that. And why, oh, why would states not issue you your EBT benefits today? That's because they were threatened by the White House to not release those benefits. Oh, wait, nobody in the GOP told you that they threatened your state to withhold your benefits? That's exactly what they did. Let's walk down the timeline a bit and I'll lay it all out for you quite clearly. Back in May, the White House sent a letter to every state in the United States demanding they hand over data on EBT recipients going all the way back to 2020. In 2020, millions of Americans who had never received benefits before were receiving EBT benefits because of the flu-apocalypse. Ain't that right? Millions of Americans who had never received any type of benefits in their life. We were in a national emergency. So they opened it up and was letting people get access to those benefits so they could eat. Just like they did with unemployment. For the first time in the history of my life, even if you worked at 1099, you could file for unemployment benefits because we were in a national emergency. Things were different. Every year, SNAP program in your state hands over data to the federal government. They hand over a list of how many recipients receive EBT benefits and how much benefits they receive. What the federal government wanted this time with the letter they sent out in May was to know everything that violated the Privacy Act did. They wanted to know the names, the ages, and the addresses of said recipients, going all the way back to 2020, people who wouldn't even be receiving those benefits today. Another one of their plays to surveil everybody in the US of A. More data for Planetia and Peter Thiel. That's what they wanted. And states didn't want to bend the knee. They told them they could kiss their ass. Honey, that's what they said. We're not violating the Federal Privacy Act law for you today, Daddy. Sorry.
Look how far America has fallen back. Donald Trump threatening the states and daring them to release the funding to help the American people. That is dangerous, y'all. Donald Trump is a dangerous man. He should have never been put in that Oval Office from the first term to this term. He's very dangerous. His entire party are dangerous, all the way to Cash Patel and Pam Bundy. They are part of it too. Anybody that's attached to Donald Trump, all the way to those children, in my opinion, they are all dangerous. If you take from people and want them to starve, you are a dangerous person. America, we are in deep boo-boo right now. One moment, please. Just a moment. Hello, Equars. How you doing? Hello, Madeline Jones. How you doing, Queen?
U.S. aircraft have just crashed in the South China Sea, and something isn't adding up. At 2:45 local time, an F-18F Super Hornet crashed. At 3:15 p.m. local time, an MH-60R Seahawk helicopter crashed in the same area. The chances of each of these aircraft crashing within a 45-minute period is 1 in 5 billion. We need answers, Pete. 2 U.S. aircraft have just crashed in the South China Sea, and something isn't adding up. At 2:45 local time, an F-18F Super Hornet crashed. At 3:15 p.m. local time, an MH-60R Seahawk helicopter crashed in the same area. The chances of each of these aircraft crashing within a 45-minute period is 1 in 5 billion. We need answers, Pete. 2 U.S. aircraft have just crashed in the South China Sea, and something isn't adding up. At 2:45 local time, an F-18F.
The thing is, y'all, we don't need to be trying to start anything with China. They're very intelligent. They're not afraid. There was becoming our allies. We're in a trade war. What are the MAGA Republican Party doing? They're taking us further back. They put us in such a dangerous place. We have no allies. And why are these 2 U.S. aircraft crashing near China within 30 minutes? What is going on here? We're in danger. This right here, y'all, this is huge. Government shut down forever. And that's what Donald Trump and his party is trying to do. They are trying to hurt us. They are not in that office to help you. Wake up, MAGA.
The Trump regime is going to go to the ends of the earth to keep the Epstein files from being released because there are so many fissures that have already formed within the MAGA movement. And this Epstein will hold the keys to these final fissures. And some Republicans might actually have to have daylight with them and this pedophilia protector administration. And this is really interesting. So, journalist Michael Wolff, who has been knee deep in this thing forever, you've got to hear this clip from Michael Wolff. It to me is a bombshell. Play it.
Now, this is a key issue right now in the way the White House is looking at the Epstein scandal. The fear is that Ghislaine Maxwell can tie Donald Trump to the details of what Trump and Epstein called the Pussy Committee. The Pussy Committee consisted of Trump and Epstein in their efforts to get girls for Prince Andrew.
Pops. Wow. You know, Michael Wolff sat with Epstein for over 15 hours to get this information. And when I first heard this, I thought, I shouldn't be surprised that Trump was also involved in procuring girls. And then it reminded me of the report we had last week that Trump's trying to get Russell's vote laid. So this is a man that sees women as completely interchangeable for the use and desire of men. And it surprises me zero. And I believe what Michael Wolff says because he was with Epstein for so long. Okay, and then let's just also point out that the Trumps are so litigious and they don't really want to take this to court because then more details would come out. And Melania is threatening to sue Michael Wolff, and in turn, he's going to sue her back because everybody's ready to take this to court. But I think of important note here is the very powerful Republican Speaker of the House who appears impotent, weak, limp dick, etc. You have a president of the United States that was on a pussy committee with a prolific child pedophile, a sex abuser, Jeffrey Epstein. You have Donald Trump that refuses to say anything disparaging about either Ghislaine Maxwell or Jeffrey Epstein because they have compromising information on him. Who else does Trump have a hard time saying anything bad against? Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. Who else does he have a hard time saying anything badly against? Vladimir Putin. Who else does he have a hard time saying anything badly against? Bibi Netanyahu. And so the president of the United States, although he tries to admit, I'm Kanks and I'm so powerful, he is so compromised by so many people. But back to Moses Mike, it is really rich and a total indictment on MAGA Christianity that they worship this man that was on a pussy committee with a pedophile. Mm-hmm. And if this weren't true, Trump would be on Lie Social going bananas over it. But he won't touch this thing because he is cankles deep. And this whole Epstein thing, everybody, is when the dam breaks on that, it's going to break and it could be the end. And that's why they're keeping the government shut down. And that's why Moses Mike, Trump even jokes around about how easy it is to control. And I believe the quote was puppeteer him. So this is just incredibly dangerous stuff. But let's listen to Tom Nichols on just how far Kanks will go to keep power and to keep the Epstein files from being released. This is very chilling. Listen to this clip.
The American president has said, I can point the U.S. military any place I want and kill anyone I want. That eventually is going to become a principle in the domestic use of the military.
Yes,
he is acclimating people to the notion that the military is his private army, unconstrained by law, unconstrained by norms, unconstrained by American traditions. And that, I don't really think this has anything to do with drugs. I mean, sometimes I wonder how far he's going to go to stop the release of the Epstein files and how many distractions he's going to throw at us. But this is about getting out from under his already dismal record, his record low approval ratings, his struggling with a scandal. And he is now saying, I am going to acclimate the American public to the use of military force anywhere I deem it appropriate.
So, Pumps, what he's saying here, and this is really important for everybody to understand, the shutdown, plus Epstein, plus the potential of rigging future elections are all tied. And they are starting to realize this administration has done a bunch of illegal shit. They continue to do a bunch of illegal shit. His polling is completely underwater. Republicans cannot go home and do town halls because they get browbeat by their constituents. This movement is wildly unpopular. And that's why Moses Mike and these other sycophantic, ass-kissing, limp dick Republicans are sucking up to this guy. And I think the key of this, they're wagging the dog with Venezuela. Of course, he wants all the oil, but I still think it is in essence a wag the dog style, cling onto power diversion. What is your take on that, Pumps?
I completely agree. And I also believe they have no interest in opening back up the government for two reasons. He's gutting the federal workforce. He's got his buddy paying the military, which is his private army. And the longer the government is shut down, the longer Mike Johnson cannot swear in the new congressperson from Arizona, and the Epstein files will stay sealed. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Let me ask you this. Have you read this about the guy who gave the $130 million, last name Mellon? And he is at the epicenter of the Epstein files. Have you read that?
Yes, I have. All over the flight logs. His dad was involved. That is why, as much as I believe Trump was on the pussy committee, because I think it tracks with his personality, and I also think he was banging around with, 12-year-old girls. I don't think he gives a shit. He's also covering up some very powerful guys.
I agree. Okay. And then here we have a post on Line Social. Kanks is unhinged and he is
Donald Trump is in those Epstein files. He's in those Epstein files. Unique Crafts, your daddy is in the Epstein files, girl. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. He's protecting the other Republicans that are in the Epstein files, the MAGA Republicans. We're going to get those Epstein files. Not only are we going to get them, those young ladies going to keep talking. The women that they abused, different forms of abuse. Virginia Jeffries, who wrote her book, Nobody's Girl, she talked about how one of them made her bleed out of different holes of her body. That's abuse. Physical, mental, emotional, every form of abuse. One moment, please. More on Epstein and Virginia's Nobody's Girl book.
Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre's new book has just dropped, and it is atrocious. The details. Virginia Giuffre passed away in April of a supposed, maybe an actual, it's unclear. She had insisted before her death that this book came out no matter what happens to her. She wanted this book published. It is now published. She points at many very powerful people. She doesn't name very many names. In the book, she does name Prince Andrew, but there's others that she just alludes to. She calls them billionaire 1, billionaire 2, billionaire 3, a sadistic prime minister, soon to be governor of a Western U.S. state, and a former U.S. senator. These are the titles that she gave in the book, probably to protect the publisher. So who is she talking about? It's all still kind of speculative, but based on her prior accusations in unsealed Epstein classified documents. She talks about the sadistic prime minister. Giuffre describes an unnamed prime minister who choked her unconscious, laughing as she bled. This is Ehud Barak, former prime minister of Israel. And at the time, he was the prime minister when he was doing this. That is the allegation. Barak was a close Epstein associate. He visited Epstein's island and New York properties multiple times, flew on the Lolita Express, received millions from Epstein for a security firm. Who are the billionaires? She lists billionaire 1, billionaire 2, and billionaire 3. Billionaire 1 is likely Glenn Dubin, the hedge fund billionaire and co-founder of Highbridge Capital. Giuffre alleged in 2016 that she was trafficked to him for he and his wife Eva were close Epstein friends. Billionaire 2 is likely Thomas Pritzker. She claimed in court filings that she was directed at with him. And billionaire 3 is likely Leon Black. This is the private equity billionaire and Apollo Global Management co-founder, soon to be governor of a Western state. I think that is probably Bill Richardson, New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. Giuffre accused him in a 2016 deposition of having with her while underage. He was a former U.S. Energy Secretary, UN ambassador, and frequent Epstein guest. He was often on the flight logs for the Lolita Express. The former U.S. Senator is likely George Mitchell of Maine, who served between 1980 and 1995. Giuffre alleged in 2016 testimony that she was directed at with him. He was a frequent Epstein associate and later a Middle East peace envoy under Obama. She endured many horrors. It was absolutely terrible. Her book is atrocious. I mean, this young girl, here she is at 13 years old. This is when they snatched her up, basically, from Trump's Mar-a-Lago and used her and abused her, and everybody knew it. Everybody knew it. She was so young. This is why we want the Epstein files. We want to know who was involved because they should be held accountable. But we also want to know who was involved because we want to know who's been compromised.
The MAGA Republican Party has been compromised. Donald Trump is a danger in so many ways. The MAGA Republican Party have all been compromised. There's demons in the MAGA Republican Party. There's demons in my chat from MAGA. Welcome. You don't scare me. Welcome, okay? Black out the system. Do not fund fascists.
Well, well, well. Auntie Tifa here, dear, reminding everybody in the US of A today that I want you to stand up and fight against fascism. Okay? Okay. Well, well, well. Auntie Tifa here, dear, reminding everybody in the US of A today that I want you to stand up and fight against fascism. Okay?
And we all standing up against it. Fascism is Donald Trump, Magic Mike, Grinder, Stephen Miller, Cash Patel, Pam Bundy, all of the MAGA Republican administration. That's who they are. We must stand up against them. Your mama didn't have a clue when she birthed you. She wanted to push you back up in there, but your daddy said keep you because he wanted to touch you at night. That's how sick your people are, Unique Crafts. The MAGA Republican Party are sick people that take advantage of children. Keep your lips closed, little girl. One moment, please.
4 in the morning, Donald Trump was wide awake, ranting on his Truth Social account, trying to claim that he has the best approval ratings he's ever had. Take a look at this. He says, after winning 3 elections by a lot, I am now getting the best polling numbers that I have ever received. People see how strong the economy is, the trillions of dollars investment pouring into our country, the record-setting strong border, ending 8 wars in 8 months, no men and women's sports, no transgender for everyone, rapidly falling energy prices, and much more. Then he says the radical left losers are taking fake ads, not showing real polls, but rather saying that I'm polling at lower levels. He says these are the same people I've been beating for years and am continuing to do so, but by even bigger margins. These ads should not be allowed to run because they're fake. First of all, the ad where Reagan is talking negatively about tariffs is very easy to verify. It's been historically documented. And his approval rating is absolutely terrible. This was updated today. He's sitting at negative 17% with only 39% of people approving of him. Of course, he's not ended 8 wars either, and economic uncertainty is skyrocketing. He inherited a booming economy and has destroyed it. It's also been proven time and time again he lost the 2020 election. It was one of the most investigated and secure in all of U.S. history. His mental decline is on full display here. It is way past time to invoke the 25th Amendment. At 4 in the morning,
Donald Trump needs to be admitted into a nursing home. Give him his SSI check and send him away. Melania, keep his millions and billions, girl. Put him in a nursing home. Let him get his government check so he can live off the government even more. He living in government housing. He had what, 3 wives, cheated on every last one of them. What, 5 or 6 kids by different baby mamas. The ghetto is Donald Trump. So this is important news about SNAP benefits. Take a listen and spread it, please. Spread it to help someone.
Update about snaps for November for all the 45 million recipients. We just got some very, very interesting information, as this entire picture of what is going on with SNAP benefits is not accurate as to why people will not be receiving them. The government shutdown is not why people won't be getting them. And I need you guys to like, share, comment, repost, get this information out so that we can educate people on what the choices are and were that led up to 45 million Americans not being able to receive supplemental income for food benefits. The thing about this administration is it is very underhanded and sneaky. While you're watching the right hand, the left is smacking you in the fucking face. And that is what's happening to the American people. Everyone believes that the government shutdown is what is causing this lapse and even the end of all SNAP benefits. But here's what it actually is. I need you guys to know that the people who are in charge in distributing these SNAP benefits are the same people that you see of the Trump administration that are loyal to him and do his bidding. Now, I want you to listen closely to the statement from the Secretary Rollins, of the head of the FDA, who Trump put in place. Watch how it's a very conniving thing to say, and if you're dumb, you might miss it. Secretary Rollins made a claim that the Trump administration is unable to deliver November SNAP benefits during a shutdown. The claim is being made is that there is no food stamps because the program at this moment does not exist. The agency is telling states that if they do pay out snaps for November, they will not be reimbursed that money. Now, the agency is saying that this month there is not enough money to pay full food snaps benefits in November if the lap in federal funding continues. And here's where shit gets interesting. There is a shutdown contingency plan. There is a reserve for this very reason that the people who distribute SNAP food stamps have, and it's $6 billion. That $6 billion in the contingency funds is supposed to be used in evidence like this, a government shutdown, if there's a pause in federal funding, i.e. right now. But the Trump administration is saying they will not pay it out because they want the Democrats to side with them on this health care bill that will fuck us either way. Long story short, they are using the food that Americans need to put in their mouth, supplemented income, to literally blackmail the fucking Democrats into signing this bill. They have backup funds. They have $6 billion in contingency plan money to pay out that food stamp balance on November for recipients that is strictly there as a reserve, and they are denying doing that. They will not do that. They're saying, no, that $6 billion for contingency is not going to be used. This is not the fault of the Democrats. These are the Republicans holding people's livelihood at a fucking dangle because they want to end what they call Obamacare. So please spread the message and the information so that when November 1st comes and we have hungry people, we know who we need to go deal with. Major update about...
I'm going to say this, and I don't always agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'm not necessarily agreeing with her on this. Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's not a fan of the Obamacare, but she said her party has nothing to replace it. So she feels work on what they have. You cannot, she said they don't have anything to replace the Obamacare. And so many of you red state people in my chat, you are on Obamacare. It's just a different name, Peach Care, whatever. It's Obamacare. Stop fronting like you got it going on when you like everybody else trying to figure out the puzzle right now. Life. Unique in my chat, Unique Craft, girl, you trying to figure out the puzzle just like everybody else, girl. Stop coming here fronting because you probably got rotten teeth and all with a booty do. You ain't got no behind and a fat gut. Go sit down somewhere and take some notes. That's what you need to do. But until then, you can leave my chat if you don't like what I'm putting out over here. You come over here to show your ass. We don't want to see it. It's flat and disgusting. Peace. Be gone. Shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. One moment, please.
Racist MAGAs say they just want people here legally. That's a bunch of crap. They voted for a white man who's a felon, a rapist, a sexual abuser, who's a pedophile, who caused an insurrection, who cheats on his wife, tax fraud, asked for the unaliving of the Central Park Five, went into 15-year-old girls' locker rooms while they got undressed. Somehow, that's perfectly fine because nobody's perfect. But if you're brown and you've been here for 40 years, never committed a crime, raised your kids here, good neighbors, run businesses, own a house, somehow we're going to cheer it on. That's what this is about. That's what all of this is about. It's about young, insecure, little white men who think that their version of American exceptionalism, what they view as patriotism, freedom, if you would, FREEDUMB, is going away. Their version of white America. That's all this is. The media, the journalists, reporters, content creators, you're all either missing the point or you don't think it's sexy enough to get likes and views. I'm going to keep preaching this until y'all wake up. The white man gets a pass, just like the white man on January 6th, right? Where was Ahmaud Arbery's funeral? Where was George Floyd's special day of remembrance? But a racist white podcaster that supported a white supremacist president? He gets to go on Air Force Two. He gets a day of remembrance. He gets a special 1930-style Nazi rally in Arizona because he's a white man. That's what this is about. Until we accept that, that's what fix the goddamn problem. This isn't about healthcare or taxes or tips or Democrat or Republican. It's about a white supremacist dumbass in the White House because too many people got triggered by a black man in the White House instead of picking their damn cotton. And they went to the plantation owner. And there was no way in God's earth they were ever going to vote for a black woman because she was too goddamn smart for their dumbass concepts of brains. Can we stop the bullshit and actually address the problem with this country? Please, content creators, stop making stupid videos, mocking people. Parker, you dumbasses, stop fucking arguing.
I'm not going to bash other content creators. He's right. But MAGA's still going to say, it's not racism. I'm not a racist. My niece is black. My cousin, when he got a stripper and had a baby with her, my niece is black. And that particular stripper went and got an education that you don't have and you mad. She took her money from stripping and went and paid for education and you mad. Unique, is that your problem that you lack love? I love you, Unique. Unique Craft. Everybody say hello to Unique Crafts in the chat and tell her you love her because she needs love real bad. Love make the world go round, girl. One moment, please.
Paint licking dumb do you have to be to believe that this costs the same as this? Because this is the Amway Center, built in Orlando, Florida. It's now called the Kia Center. It was built for the Orlando Magic in 2010, around the same time that Obama's basketball court was built. And this cost $380 million to build. And I see people saying that this cost $376 million to build. And maybe you're one who's saying, oh, I'm not that dumb. Of course, I know that that basketball court didn't cost $376 million, but Obama did spend $376 million to do whatever he wanted to the White House. Well, Paint Liquor, you are wrong again, because that $376 million that was used on the White House while Obama was president was allocated in 2001 by Congress. That's right, going through congressional means to get the money. It was allocated in 2001 for huge infrastructure upgrades to mechanical, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, fire alarm systems, all of that. And while some of the work was done before Obama was president, the big part, this whole project was called the White House Big Dig. So the big dig part was done while Obama was president in 2010. So no, Obama did not spend $376 million in any way, shape, or form. But you will find anything you fucking can to justify what is happening right now. What is happening right now is that he found a loophole to tear down an entire fucking wing of the White House to build a big gold gilded billionaires ballroom. And while you cried your eyes out over slavery supporters having their statues taken down, you don't have a fucking bad word to utter about this. It's fucking embarrassing. How paint licking dumb do you have to be to
Well,
believe that?
they're window lickers. MAGA are window lickers. I love them anyway. I love you, Unique Craft. I can't help that your mommy didn't give you the love that you need. You should have had a black nanny. You'd have been raised better with more respect when you come in somebody's castle. But you don't know how to act. You wasn't raised with manners, girl. I love you. I love all y'all in my chat. It's too bad you come over here and hate on a beautiful black woman, wishing she was as dumb as you are. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I can't save you. I tried. I love you, though. I love you through the love of God. Get some Jesus in your life, because Donald Trump is not your savior, girl.
That since May, Trump has canceled over 94 million
I love
pounds
her
of
hair.
food
She's
from being
pretty.
delivered to food banks across the U.S. How do I know this? One, it's very well documented. I'll put this link in the caption. Two, I'm a development director, so I have written over $21 million in grant requests
Listen
to the
carefully,
USDA
y'all.
alone over the last year. So why is this important? Well, food banks depend on three primary sources for food. Federal, aka the USDA, that's the biggest source. Then state partnerships and state resources. And third, local partnerships like restaurants and organizations that donate their food to the food banks at the end of the day. Now, the food banks that have really strong state and local partnerships won't feel the effects of this decreased federal support for a while, but it's the food banks that are heavily dependent on federal support for their food banks to feel full that are going to feel this immediately. In fact, we're already seeing the effects of this. This website, which I've linked in the caption, documents this process and the cancellation of food deliveries really well. Since May, we've seen over 100 orders of 2% milk bound for 31 states completely halted and canceled. 20,000 pounds of pulled pork, 38,000 pounds of turkey completely canceled. Why am I talking about this? One, I'm incredibly passionate about food access. It's part of what I do when I'm not making content on here. Two, I study Christianity and violence in America. And this administration continues to claim Christianity as the linchpin for all of its legislative decisions. So here this administration is exhibiting an act of violence, starving people, which yes, that is an act of violence, in the name of Christ. And so this administration continues to pervert what it means to be a Christian by doing acts of violence, doing acts that are counterintuitive to the Bible and the doctrine of Christianity, and then claiming that it is indeed Christian, which means non-Christians are going to continue to distrust this faith community, and Christians are going to begin to divide between those that agree with this administration's depiction of Christianity and those that disagree with this administration's depiction of Christianity. The Christian community is going to have to decide how far they're going to let this administration pervert what it means to be Christian before they actually act and do something. Did you know that since May, Trump has
She's
canceled
right.
over
Y'all got to decide when you're going to act right and do something. You know what I'm going to do? I went to watch Beyonce in concert. And what Beyonce does, she calms a storm when she performs. Her voice calms a storm. Selena, the great deceased Selena, when she would perform, she knew how to calm the storm of people, because we're in a storm right now in this nation. So what I'm gonna do, I may just go through this whole chat and tell all of y'all I love y'all, because we gotta calm this storm, because the ugliness is coming up in my chat. It's not making any sense. One moment, please. I come in peace and love, but I have people that's in here just starting up all kind of hurricanes and tornadoes in my chat. Still can't be silenced, and they hate it. I love you, Mr. Taskmaster. I love you, Madeline Jones. I love you, Unique Crafts. I love you, King Allen. I love you, baby. King Don, Chicken Man. I love you, Madeline Jones. I love you. News Start 1971. I love you. Wings Mindset. I love you. I said quiet in here. I love you. G-Funk, I love you. You can say whatever you want to say, mean to me. I don't care. You Tamed, I love you. Eric Klein, I love you, King. Brian D, I love you. Half of Zach, I love you. Maynard Trendle, I love you. Goody Two Shoes, I love you. Belle, I love you. Mr. Cruth 1969, I love you. Stan, I love you. Milk, I love you. How you doing there, baby? Eric Klein, I love you. SOS, liberal. I'm not saying that last word, but I love you. Robert Board, I love you. Full Contact, I love you. FMG, I love you. JC, I love you. Karen, a Gruner, I love you. Kelvin Robinson, I love you. Bobby Snipes, I love you. Mooney, Sack, I love you. How you doing, King? King Johnny, Rameri, I love you. Nick Teckett, I love you. Prince Shaw, I love you. BB Bag 147, I love you. Eric Klein, I love you. Michael Wentz, I love you. Bloodhound Lenny and Leah, I love you. Takuto 3611, I love you. Y'all, I'm gonna have to stop because this chat is long. I'd be doing this all day. Steve Mundy, I love you. You can say what you want to say. Scott Jackson, I love you. There's so many. Everybody in the chat, I love you because I'm gonna be doing it all day. It'll take a long time. Russell, I love you. If y'all don't know who Selena is, she was one of the best Mexican performers. She was unalived by a monster. So go listen to some of her music. It will calm your storm. It will calm your storm, MAGA. Yeah, it would. You need to listen to it. Beyonce, you need to listen to her. Go listen to Church Girl, Don't Hurt Nobody. I love that song. Or go listen to Dangerously in Love if you love some good love music. Sandcastles, listen to something because you need this. You just need to calm your storm. King Yaya, how you doing, baby? So we're gonna go ahead and continue, but I want to spread love, but I will get at you if I need to get at you. But I'm not in that place right now. I want to spread some love because you need it. You need crafts, you need it real bad, girl. You didn't get told you was love enough. Let me tell you something. I grew up and had a bad childhood, but I know love. I know how to spread love and not hate. But I will get at you if I need to. My hair is in my eye. Let's continue our journey. One moment, please. It is said that it is going to end very badly for Trump. Hold on.
You do realize that we're going to have to drag his fat, bloated, orange ass out of there, right? He's not going willingly. Doesn't matter what happens in the 2028 election. He's not going. Well, he is going, but he's not going to leave willingly. We're going to have to drag him out of there. We're going to have to drag him out of the White House. or where we're actually probably going to have to drag him out of, is his Führer bunker that he's almost certainly constructing underneath this massive vanity project, this gilded ballroom, under which I'm sure he is constructing a massive bunker, to which he will probably retreat as the walls come crumbling down all around him, as they will. This is not going to end well for him. A fascist takeover by a man who's trying to become dictator for life, it's not going to work in this country. He may try, he is going to try, but he's not going to succeed. And I hope that, because this bunker, this Führer bunker that he's constructing, like Mustache Guy in Germany. Mustache Guy took the easy way out. I don't want this fat orange piece of shit to take the easy way out. And I don't think he would. I don't think it's possible for him to do that. I want him to be dragged out of there. I want that image for the world to see. I want that image for history, for all future generations of Americans to see. This is what happens to fascists in this country. It's going to end very badly for him. I know it doesn't seem like that at times, as he appears to be getting away with everything. But that's not going to continue to be the case forever. It's going to end bad. And it needs to end bad. I don't want him to just leave peacefully and then head off into the sunset. Go down to Mar-a-Lago and just play golf for his remaining days. With cultists showing up to kiss his ass down there. I want it to end bad. You do realize that
it's going to end bad. His regime is already crumbling. Thank you for sending me a super chat, King Yaya. It says, doing great. Tony the Tiger voice. Tony the Tiger. I like that. Thank you. Love you, baby. Thank you so much for blessing me. Pat WPG, I love you. Phoenix GUN, I love you. Germany, Bristol, I love you. Doug Masari, I love you. William Cox, I love you. King Joseph, I love you. King Josh, I love you. Frank, I love you. King Shane Holland, I love you. King Peter, I love you. King Richard Bergado, I love you. Triple, I love you. King Michael Pickett, I love you. I love all y'all. So if I didn't say your name, please don't hold against my heart. Please. Please. Hit that like button as you all are coming in. Please hit the like button, please. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can send me super chats and super stickers. Spread love and not hate. You go much further. You will be looking like me. I'm 52 years old. And I don't have any wrinkles because I spread love. But I get on here and I tell the facts. And that's something MAGA don't like. They can't handle the truth. Don't hate me for it.
Hey, I want to let y'all know I'm not with Donald Trump no more. I don't support him. I don't like him. I think he's a corrupted leader. And yeah, it took me a while to come to that conclusion, but I finally am coming to it. I do not
this
like
is a UFC fighter, Bryce
the
Mitchell.
first thing for me was he didn't release the Epstein files. They're even acting like they didn't exist. And of course, they're sending Israel and Ukraine all of our tax dollars, just like the numbnuts before him did. putting America last, and now he's blaming the beef farmers for the price of beef. Hey, I'm not biased, man. He talked a good game. He tricked me. I was fooled. I admit it. Okay, now let me tell you how bad I think this is, though. This is really this bad, guys. I want y'all, if you're a Christian, I want you to get into Revelation 13:3, and I want you to read that verse.
I'm gonna read it to y'all in a moment.
Yeah, about
Revelation.
the Antichrist, about the one who was fatally wounded in the head. Then he was miraculously healed, and the whole world marveled at him and said, "No man can make war with him." Yeah, I do think that Donald Trump is that beast of Revelation 13:3.
I'm gonna read that to you in a moment.
Go read it. There ain't another man that's ever walked the planet that fits Revelation 13:3. Then read the rest of the chapter, and it'll tell you the mark of the beast is coming in 42 months. Now, I'm not saying that I know that Donald Trump is this man of Revelation 13:3. I'm just saying he's the only one who could be right now. Hey, I want to let y'all know I'm not with Donald Trump.
And that is from hold on. That is a UFC fighter. Bryce Mitchell says he's no longer supports Trump, suggesting he's the biblical antichrist. In my opinion, Donnie Boy is the antichrist. He talked a good game. He tricked me. I was fooled. I admit it. And that is from UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell. And he mentioned Revelations 13:3. I'm going to read it to you, okay? It describes one of the 7 heads of a beast that appeared to be mortally wounded, but its wound is healed, causing the entire earth to marvel and follow it. This event is often interpreted as a symbolic representation of a powerful political entity that seems to be defeated but later revives, leading people to follow it with awe. Some interpretations identify this healed wound as a reference to a future Antichrist figure who performs a counterfeit resurrection. He's right about that, baby. That fits Donnie Boy. He was voted out the office, lost 2020 election, felt defeated. Then he was revived when he scammed his way back into office through Elon Musk by rigging our election. He was revived. Came back, and he's an antichrist figure, in my opinion. And also in the opinion of UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell. He never lied. Bryce was correct. I love this mayor. This is a great mayor of Chicago, y'all. And he says we don't have illegal aliens. Nobody is illegal. Donnie is illegal. Melania could be considered illegal in this country. She's an immigrant. That's what y'all say. Immigrants are illegal because, honey, there's no way in the HELL she got an Einstein visa. She ain't smart. She can't even speak English properly.
Illegal aliens. I don't know.
Well, that's the legal term.
Well, listen, the legal term for my people were slaves. You want me to use that term too? So look, let's just get the language right. We're talking about undocumented individuals that are human beings. The last thing that I'm going to do is accept the type of racist, nasty language to describe human beings. We don't have illegal aliens. I don't know if that's
well. That's the legal term. Well,
listen, the legal term for my people were slaves. You want me to use that term too? So look, let's just get the language right. We're talking about undocumented individuals that are human beings. The last thing that I'm going to do is accept the type of racist, nasty language to describe human beings. We don't have illegal.
I agree with the mayor. I don't like that language. They're not illegal. White people, where are your people from? They came over here on a boat. A lot of our states belong to Mexico, but the white man decided to take, just like he came and took a whole country. Be nice. It gets you much further in life. But what do we expect? Your leader is a sourpuss, a wussy, a cruel man. You follow behind your leader, and you're just one bad apple away from being a rotten, stale orange.
So this just got a lot weirder. The mystery billionaire who recently sent a huge donation to Donald Trump and the federal government has ties to Jeffrey Epstein and his crimes. Yeah, so the mystery man behind the donation, his name is Timothy Mellon. He's a billionaire, a backer of Donald Trump, and he's the heir to the Mellon fortune. It's like this huge bank. And here he is. He's kind of like a low-profile billionaire. He doesn't do a lot of press, so you might not have heard of him before. But initially, Donald Trump would not reveal his identity. It was only discovered after someone in the administration spoke to the New York Times and other outlets. But here's where the story gets weird. His father, Paul Mellon, is listed in the Epstein flight logs. He's logged twice, so it appears he flew on the plane multiple times. You can see it's labeled JE for Jeffrey Epstein, then it's Paul Mellon, and then 2 females listed both times. And it gets even weirder because the Bank of New York Mellon, where he's obviously connected, was recently sued by a woman who was abused by Epstein, alleging that the banks knowingly provided financial services that enabled him to conduct his operation for years. So these are the people that Donald Trump is friends with, and maybe this donation was kind of like a thank you for not releasing the Epstein file. Okay, so this just got a lot weirder. The mystery billionaire who recently sent a huge donation to Donald Trump and the federal government has ties to Jeffrey Epstein and his crimes. Yeah, so the mystery...
Everybody Donald Trump affiliates with, they're predators, sexual abusers. You ain't got to make this shit up. They're predators. Donald Trump is a predator. Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist. E. Jean Carroll, he owes her millions of dollars for taking her PUSSY. Didn't Donnie say I grab him by the PUSSY? That's why that fool in so much trouble to this day. And we know for sure he's nothing but Epstein 2.5. Not 2.0, 2.5. So, MAGA, whatever happened to stop spending our tax dollars on other countries? Why y'all not marching to the White House how y'all did the Capitol? MAGA are wussies, just like the taco man Trump.
Funny all the time MAGA was saying, stop spending money on other countries. We need to take care of us here. So then Trump cut all this foreign aid and kids in other countries literally starved to death. But MAGA was like, yes, now we have money for here. And then Trump was like, oh, I'm going to cut taxes for billionaires and get rid of your healthcare subsidies and Medicaid. And MAGA was like, whoa, wait. That's our healthcare. We wanted that. Like, you're supposed to stop spending money on other countries so you can take care of us. And then Trump, like, literally just doesn't even address it. He's just like, fuck you. Hey, Argentina, here's $40 billion. America first. Kind of funny all this time MAGA was saying.
America first, all right. Yep, Argentina first, $40 billion. Israel first, billions and billions of dollars of our taxpayer dollars. They got free health insurance while we over here struggling. And they get free food. And each child they have, they get money for that every year of our taxpayer dollars. And y'all want to be in my chat coming for me. And all this black beauty I got, you want to come for me? Go take it with your fellow constituents, your white constituents, because y'all the problem. Not all, but those MAGA Republicans, y'all the problem. You are endangering America. Us Americans, be careful. There's a wildebeest out in the town. Several of them, MAGA. So the white man thinks we are still in 1800s. Some are making immigrant black people work their fields, their farms. You are sick white farmers. This must be investigated immediately. The black lady was too scared to say what was going on in those fields. Oh, I got something to show you, babe. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Hey, grab a bag. Yeah, but come on. You got a witness. You got to pay attention to signs. They might be talking to you on the slide.
Pay attention.
All right. How you doing?
Okay.
All right. Are y'all okay out here? Sure. Y'all good? Okay. How long have y'all been working out here? Thank you.
She's scared to talk.
Was they all right? They said yes. Then I said, you sure? And then when she filled up my bag, she did like this.
I don't know why they said that there was somebody out here blocking the road and all kind of silly stuff that obviously isn't happening. Not blocking the road, but they're just complaining.
Now we trying to figure out what's going on in that field right there because it looked like a whole bunch of slaves still working in that field right there. There's a whole bunch of black people that don't speak no English, and you got a white dude sitting in that truck monitoring them, and it's just a whole bunch of people picking. Look like they picking cotton, but it's not cotton. So we're trying to figure out what's going on with that. She said, "Grab a bag."
The devil is a liar. Yeah, 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 yeah. Victory is mine. We're going to win this war against the Donald Trump regime because the white man trying to turn the clock back. If I would have saw that, I would have threw something at that man's head in that truck. I'm that bad. I'm Michael Jackson bad. Hell yeah. I don't stand for that kind of bullshit. We are not your slaves. I will put my foot so far up in you wouldn't even see tomorrow. You couldn't breathe when I get through with you. We are not your slaves. This is for you, MAGA, about your great white savior.
Administration recently extended a $20 billion lifeline to Argentina that has gotten some bipartisan criticism, Mr. Secretary, including from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. I'll read you a little bit of what she wrote. She says, quote, Americans are getting decimated with high cost of living and skyrocketing insurance costs. Many of them have zero savings and some are maxing out credit cards to survive. Tell me how it's America first to bail out a foreign country with 20 or even 40 billion taxpayer dollars. How is this move America first, Mr. Secretary?
Well, Kristen, it is America first because we are supporting a U.S. ally.
Trump administration recently extended a $20 billion lifeline to Argentina that has gotten some bipartisan criticism, Mr. Secretary, including from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. I'll read you a little bit of what she wrote. She says, quote, Americans are getting decimated with high cost of living and skyrocketing insurance costs. Many of them have zero savings and some are maxing out credit cards to survive. Tell me how it's America first to bail out a foreign country with 20 or even 40 billion taxpayer dollars. How is this move America first, Mr. Secretary?
Well, Kristen, it is America first because we are supporting a U.S. ally.
Trump administration recently.
He can't even tell a good lie. Because he know it's effed up. They put Argentina before the American people. He couldn't even come up with a lie quick enough. This is dangerous. He want a ballroom, $250 million. So he can put some bunkers up under because he don't plan on leaving that White House. But we're going to get you out of there. Because if we don't get you out of there, God going to take you anyway and throw you in the ground and throw some dirt over you real soon. He got to go. ICE abused a white woman in Chicago. This is getting out of hand.
Oh. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up.
She could have bust her head.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up.
And MAGA in my chat, y'all always claim, well, that's what we voted for ICE. You voted for abuse because you're abusive. You are a child predator. So yes, you would vote for one.
To talk about one of the principal enablers of Donald Trump and the lawlessness of this administration. No, not him, not her, not him either. I mean this guy, Chief Justice John Roberts of the Supreme Court. Roberts, when he was nominated for the Supreme Court, was hoped to be a moderate. There was some expectation that he was an institutionalist, that he would, as he described in his confirmation hearing, just call balls and strikes, be a neutral umpire or arbiter of the law. Here is John Roberts during his confirmation.
The legal arguments that are presented. I will be open
He's
to the
dangerous
considered
too.
views of my colleagues on the bench. And I will decide every case based on the record, according to the rule of law, without fear or favor, to the best of my ability.
Puppet.
And I will remember that it's my job to call balls and strikes and not to pitch or bat.
Roberts wasn't the institutionalist that people hoped for. Indeed, he has enabled the most anti-institutionalist president in our history. He has allowed, through his writing, through his opinions, the president to tear down institution after institution. So how did this come about? Well, first of all, Roberts demonstrated that he has no devotion to precedent as he promised during that confirmation hearing. As we saw in the Dobbs decision that overturned decades of precedent following Roe v. Wade and allowed the government to prohibit abortion, Roberts was more than willing to abandon precedent when it interfered with his political agenda. But the most significant enablement of the right-wing agenda of, in particular, the president's lawless agenda was the decision Roberts reached in the United States against Donald Trump. This was, of course, the decision about whether the president, having been charged with federal crimes during the insurrection, with his sequestering of classified documents at his home, his obstruction of that investigation, whether the president had immunity from prosecution. Justice Roberts wrote an opinion with the shocking holding that a president, when he's engaged in the core responsibilities of his office, whether that dealt with the military or the Justice Department, was absolutely immune from prosecution, not just while he was president, but even after he left office. It is no wonder why Donald Trump, after his State of the Union, had this to say to the Chief Justice. Thank you again. Thank you. Well, John Roberts decided that he would rather be closer to the center of power on the Supreme Court in that right-wing majority than side with justices who were sounding the alarm about this lawless president. And as a result of that decision, we see who John Roberts is really made of. Instead, he's become not just Chief Justice, but chief enabler of the President of the United States and all of the lawlessness he has undertaken. Tonight, I want to talk about one of the principal.
These MAGA Republicans are getting out of hand. I see it every day in my chat. I do. I see it every day in my chat.
Republicans are now trying to strip Zohran Mamdani of his citizenship and have him deported. Last week, Representative Randy Fine demanded the feds review every naturalization of the past 30 years, starting with Mamdani. He said, I think we need to take a hard look at how these folks became citizens, and if there is any fraud or any violation of the rules, we need to denaturalize and deport. The reason they're going after him is because of alleged form omissions. Let that sink in for a second. He's been in the country legally for 30 years and a U.S. citizen for 8. We all know this has nothing to do with paperwork. Obviously, he's in this country legally and has been for a very long time. They're going after him because of his political beliefs. Republicans are weaponizing the immigration system to intimidate immigrants, silence progressives, and rewrite the meaning of citizenship itself. They're saying that even if you follow the rules, come here legally, build a life here, you're never truly one of us unless you agree with them politically. It's no coincidence Republicans are going after one of the few politicians who are actually fighting for the people in New York. Since the entire foundation of the GOP is taking money away from the working class and giving it to rich people, somebody who wants to do the exact opposite of that is a major threat to them. That is exactly why they're trying to destroy Mamdani. When they can't win an election fairly, they have to start thinking outside of the box. House Republicans are now trying to strip Zohran Mamdani of his citizenship and have him deported. Last week, Representative Randy Fine demanded the feds review every naturalization of the past 30 years, starting with Mamdani. He said, I think we need to take a hard look at how these folks became citizens, and if there is any fraud or any violation of the rules, we need to denaturalize and deport. The reason they're going after him is because of alleged form omissions. Let that sink in for a second. He's been in the country legally for 30 years and a U.S. citizen for 8. We all know this has nothing to do with paperwork. Obviously, he's in this country legally and has been for a very long time. They're going after him because of his political beliefs. Republicans are weaponizing the immigration system to intimidate immigrants, silence progressives.
They can try to intimidate him, but Madani is gonna win. I already tell people he is a New York mayor. That brown man is gonna win. Get used to it. Y'all don't like brown people, all right? Well, get used to it. They're not going anywhere. As soon as we get rid of Donnie, or God take him up out of this earth, it's gonna be a beautiful day. One day, when the morning comes, it will be over. One day, soon as Donnie leaves this earth, Lord. So, Mr. Nasty Man Trump, the one who grabs him by the PUSSY, oh, he had a meeting with Qatar on Air Force One.
First time. I don't think he's ever done this, actually. But if you left it, such an honor to have you on the plane. So, first time. I don't think he's ever done this, actually. But if you left it, such an honor to have you.
I know Trump's sitting there beside those men, he funky, because I'm telling you, them people got money that Trump don't have. Qatari family, money. Trump ain't got that kind of money. No. And the white man can't stand when a black or brown person got more than them. They don't like that you're more educated than them. They don't like that you have more money than them. They can't take it. That's why he went after Beyonce. Talking about he going to investigate Beyonce. Honey, Beehive, sting motherfuckers. Yeah, sting motherfuckers. Uh-huh. One moment, please. How y'all doing in my chat? I love you. Hello, Mario Villa. How you doing? How you doing, King? One moment, please. Just a moment, everybody. A moment. I was going to show y'all a video. One moment. I'm waiting on it to upload. Why is it taking so long? Just a moment, please. It's taking too long to upload. So I'm going to have to show y'all another time. I was going to show y'all a video. I'm going to read a couple more of y'all chats, and then we're going to get up out of here. But I want y'all to know I love y'all. Don't you forget that. King Allen said, is that why more people identify as Democrats than Republicans? Okay. And Jack says, where are the files? Baby, I want the Epstein files too. Honey, I think Donald Trump got a hit on his toupee, his weave and wig piece, or whatever he got up there in his head. He hid it there, baby. Hit the like button for me, please. Hey, Queen Gwyneth, how you doing? Yes, that's true, Queen. They are. It's sickening at this point with ICE. Hello, Blue Luck. Hello, King Josh. Hello, King Dave. How you doing? I love you too. I love all of you. Well, I'm not going to hold y'all up much longer, but I will see you tomorrow on Taco Tuesday. Yes, Taco Man. That's Donnie. Donald Trump is the Taco Man. I love y'all. Y'all get plenty of sleep. Pray about what's going on in our country. Spread love, not hate. Be sure to put in a prayer for Unique Crafts because she needed real bad. She didn't get a lot of love from her mommy. She wished she had a black nanny. She would have been a better person. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Enjoy your evening. Spread love, not hate. Congratulate. I got you tomorrow. Okay? I love you. Bye.